And I don't know if I should tell this.
Hey guys, in this segment of my interview with Grandmaster Vic Moore, I want to give a little disclaimer. Some of the topics are sensitive, so dirty cops, KKK, and some other stuff come up in this conversation. So you may or may not want to watch it, but these are his stories, part of his history. America was a different place back then when he grew up. And this is going to be in his autobiography anyway, so I thought this was worth sharing because, again, it's part of his history. Anyway, make sure to check out the other segments of the interview linked in the description below. And as far as this video goes, we're going to talk about some other interesting stuff too, like when he bodyguarded James Brown and also when he became a made man in the mob. This is an interesting story in your history. So, at one point, you were a bodyguard, and I heard you used to bodyguard James Brown.
Oh, yeah, right. I was James Brown bodyguard. Wasn't too big of a deal, but when you think about it nowadays, how famous he was, then yes. He used to come to my karate school on Montgomery Road in Cincinnati, and he had a recording studio right around the corner. And he used to come around and watch us work out and whatnot. And I don't know if I should tell this. He'd come around and a woman come by, and he's coming out. Oh, are you Vic Moore? Are you that world karate champion? James Brown. Yes, yes, I am. And do a little flashy moves, and all. And one step led to another step, and they went off, bam. I feel good. Okay, so another day, I'm around the corner at his studio, and I had a nice looking car, Cadillac with curtains to the window and all, kind of pimpy-fied looking, And I was getting out, and I used to wear my hair like James Brown, whatnot. And I'm getting out, and this girl, she come by and she says, "Oh, are you James Brown? Oh," and I remember he took this girl off saying he was Vic Moore, the karate champion. So one thing led to another, and another day we was talking. Vic, I understand you took this girl off, blah, blah. I said, well, you took this girl off. You told her you were Vic Moore, the world champion. Well, Vic Moore, you got to quit telling people you're James Brown. And we laugh. Yeah, but the defense part is just most time you got to keep a person arm off of them, and that comes from our circular motion blocking.
Mm-hmm.
Very seldom we had to hit a person or take a person down to the ground. Yeah, I miss old James.
How long did you work with him? Like, how long were you his bodyguard?
2 years, about 2 or 3 years.
2, 3 years. Okay.
Anytime I came to Cincinnati, yeah. And I'll say this about Cincinnati. Cincinnati has had some of the top singers uh, from Cincinnati, Isley Brothers and people like that, and boxers, some of the top boxers, Ezra Charles and whatnot. They even got a statue of him up. Cincinnati has had so much talent that it's unbelievable, and it should be on the historical book, if not. And in my movie, we're going to be doing some scenes from Cincinnati.
This movie, though, this is basically a biopic. This is like a movie based on your life, right?
Oh, my whole life, I tell you. How when I was 7 years old going on a hike and the traffic got real slow, stop and go. And the front part of the bus of the Cub Scouts looked over and there was an activity going on. And then when they hollered out, "Oh my God," then the next row looked over and said, "Holy shit," And by that time, the Scoutmaster got out where he can see. He looked over, "Holy shit," even louder. The Ku Klux Klan was hanging two black guys, and then they heard him and started running, chasing a bus, trying to get into our bus. The Scoutmaster had to tell the bus driver to speed up, get us the hell out of here, you know. Boom. And I'm seeing this at 7 years of age, you know. Then we get back to the karate workout session a day or two later, and I'm throwing everybody extra hard and throwing punches all hard. One of the guys looked up and says, what's wrong with Vicky? Vicky trying to hurt us. He's throwing us so hard and punching us, hitting us so hard. And I says, well, I saw something the other day. I want to make sure it don't never happen to me. Mm-hmm. Start hitting them even harder, you know, taking them on. And after graduation in high school, one of my students was a painter. He painted water tires, and we going down the road. And we getting hungry, and I said, at the next restaurant, let's stop and eat. Yeah, man, I'm hungry too. Next restaurant we come up on, there's a big 8-foot burning cross outside. Well, you know, we're not going to eat here. I say, yes, we're karate guys, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they may have guns, you know. So he turned around, went on back. We get ready to go into this restaurant, which sort of like a Cracker Barrel looking place with the wood plank and everything. The waitress come out, maitre d' lady, she comes out. Oh, yes, may I help you? Yeah, we're coming to eat. Do you know where you at? Yes, we're in Dent, Kentucky. No. Do you know where you at here? Yes, we're at a restaurant. We want to go in and eat. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't go in. I had to get permission. She tipped down, went around to the back to look, and I kind of tipped behind her, and I'm peeping around the corner, and she's asking the owner, probably saying, is there this out there wanting to come in? And all these Klansmen was back there, evidently. You know, there's some of them making the noose, some of them building the crosses and whatnot, you know. He shake his head, he come back around. I tipped back over with my friend who was white, you know, with me. And he looked at us. And I heard him whisper to her, says, well, if the plays enough to go in, let him go head on in, as long as he behaved himself. So he went on back. She said, well, whatever his name was, I forgot what his name was. Bob said, you can go on in. So where we go, she said, just go ahead on to the back and get a seat. On the way in, we look up on the wall, Dave, there's a whole roll of pictures of Ku Klux Klans in uniform with the headpiece down. You can see their face. But up under there, let me tell you what was written up under there. Headquarters of the Ku Klux Klans of Northern Kentucky.
Wow.
Man, we had to look at each other and says, are you sure we want to eat here? Here we are in the headquarters of the Ku Klux Klans of Northern Kentucky. We sit down and we ate, but it was a rib place, you know, like Cracker Barrel. They brought them ribs out and set them down. I picked up one, looked at it, smelled it, took my tongue. She said, oh, it's good. If he said you can eat here, you can eat here. Hand me the rib. I'll eat it, you know. She took one of the ribs and didn't really bite it. I grabbed my arm. I said, okay, that's all right. Thank you. I ate that rib, man, and we ate, and that was some of the best ribs. Now, everybody should know, us black folks, we can cook some ribs. We are grillers to the max, you know. But those ribs was the best ribs I ever have.
Wow.
Hey, I was telling that to one of my brothers, you know, and he says, you know why those ribs were so good? I said, I don't know. I guess if they were smoked or the way they cooked them on the outside or the stuff. He says, no, the reason those ribs were so good, that y'all was eating black folks. The blacker, the better. He was just teasing with me, joking, you know, but it's of interest, you know. Then we got a plate to go. We took that plate and went on down. Painting, I ain't that crazy about height, no way, you know, the ladders tied on, had to scoot around the water tower to be painting it, you know. And on the way home, I said, hey, we're going to stop at that restaurant. No, we got to wait the first time, and they ain't going to be hanging me up with you, you know. And I said, no. I said, come on, just stop. I'm not going to go in. I just got to do something. So we pulled the truck over, I jumped out, ran across the road, jumped up and did my best flying side kick. Bam! And knocked that big crossover. Got down, ran back, got in that van, and said, now let's get the hell out of Dodge. Man, trucks was following us all down 95, man. We were rolling, you know.
Wow.
So, you know, I did a lot, and Crooked Cops is going to be in my book. How cops used to come by nightclubs and had to collect the money, pay them off. I used to bounce in different nightclubs and stuff. The owner come up to me, Vic, now these officers are going to be coming in. Don't want you to do nothing. Don't say nothing. Just leave them go. Don't do nothing. I say, why? What do you mean? Well, you know, it's payoff night. And that stuff is for real. You know, he said, oh yes, that's how we able to stay in business. Cops come in, walk on over to the office, come out with a big bag full of money. Walk on out, get in that car and go. And I saw this 3 or 4 times personally myself, you know. One of the owners told me, yes, that's how we stay in business. We got to pay off the cops. You know. When I went to Cleveland, Ohio, later on, one of my students, Danny, hey, Danny, he was running the school up there. And it was right in outskirts of Cleveland. And downtown was all the big businesses, apartments, and all. And one of the owners had a detective agency. He would come down and take classes. He would let me go with him, finding missing persons and bail jumpers and all. Oh man, I feel comfortable with you with me, Vic. You know. Then he says, man, you need to become one of our officers. Let me get you licensed and everything. Fill out these papers here and do this, you know, whatever. He got me bonded for $100,000 bond, got me a badge and everything. And now here he comes, he says, you want one of these drop guns? I said, drop guns? I said, no. A lot of folks don't know what a drop gun is, you know, I'm going to tell you. He says, all officers carry these drop guns. And that's a little small gun that they have in their pocket. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, see, if we have to shoot one of you black folks, we just throw the gun down and say that you had a gun, and that's the reason we had to shoot you. Mm. I say, whoa. So that's what a drop gun is. He said, yeah, you I said, no, I ain't going to be shooting no black folks anyway. I don't want no drop. I got my karate. That's all I need, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's when I was educated to a drop gun, what a drop gun is. And to this day, a lot of them still carry drop guns.
Crazy.
Now, another big story is going to be in my autobiography is about the mafia. Down the street from the karate school used to be a pool hall. And one of the bouncers, Larry, used to come down to the karate school. Couldn't nobody handle him but me. Mm-hmm. And he says, I want you to come and go with me to the pool hall because I had to protect the mafia guys. When they go to shoot pool, they shoot pool for $1,000 a ball, you know. It's humongous money laying around on the table and inside. Well, being that I had my license permit to carry my gun, I could go with him, you know, bodyguarding the mafia when 2 or 3 of them was going down to shoot pool. But we had to check our guns at the door instead of checking hats. You had to check the guns. So guns is coming out, rifles, you know, this and that. Because all the mafia's carrying guns, you know, I'll tell you about later. So we're there. Once in a while, somebody drank too much and they ready to grab a handful of money. You got to grab them. You got to twist. You got to, you know, handle the situation and whatnot. That's why they like having me with them, you know, because I can handle situations without having to pull out a gun, you know. Mm-hmm. Then we go back up to the club and he's telling them how I had to take care of the situation and whatnot. These mafia guys coming in every Tuesday and they pulling down the coat doing the mafia stuff. And I said, wow. I said, all these mafia guys do that stuff for real. So they go into the room, to the office, and they had a meeting. Then they come out and leave. Once in a while, somebody have too much to drink and they ready to tear up the place, and they got a beer bottle and they smashing it. And I walk up to them and put my arm around their waist, hit the nerve centers with my fingers, and I'm pressing in on those nerve centers. And they, oh, good. And I say, smile. And they got a smile. And I say, now start walking. And I got them walking out. And they go, oh, you hurt me. You go. And I'm saying, smile. Just walk them on out. Another time I may have to go up and put my hand up on that nerve right up under the collarbone. And they go, oh, come on, man. You killing me. You hurt me. And I say, smile, smile. Now walk on out. So the owners of the club, they seeing all this, and they said, man, what are you doing to these people? They be ready to tear up the place, and here they are, you walking them out, and they're smiling and carrying on. I said, well, yeah, it's just a few little nerves here and there, you know, whatnot. Oh, my God, this guy is something else. No wonder he's a world champion, you know, Roddy. And one time, this young lady is sitting at the bar, young girl, and she's just in high school. And I says, young lady, should you be sitting here at the bar? And I believe you got a drink there, haven't you? I said, are you old enough to sit here? She said, nope. I said, well, young lady, I believe you're going to have to excuse yourself from this bar. You can't be sitting here. Well, I can sit anywhere I want. Mm-hmm. I said, just why is that? Well, see, my dad, he owns the place. This is the monster's daughter, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, she kept trying to get close, and I move away, you know, and I would keep her at distance, even though we would talk. This one day I go upstairs, and I'm going to eat upstairs, but I can't say what was upstairs because you'll know where I'm talking about, and that's private. Mm-hmm. Where I was sitting, one of the waiters didn't like it and said that I can't sit there and eat in this place, in this situation. Larry said, well, the owner said he can come up here and eat. Now, the only people that could go upstairs there and eat in this place was the mafia people and rich white folks, rich white folks. Mm-hmm. She told me I had to get up and leave. I said, well, the owner said I can. I don't care what he told you, you're going to have to leave, you know, from here. Larry said, the other bouncer says, you want me to go down there and tell so-and-so that he's not going to get served up here? I don't care where you go. He went down there and told the owner that she's not going to serve me. Or he came upstairs. Now, everything goes still and move aside when the owner, you know, moves. He come upside. All the waitresses are moving away. He says, did you get my message? Yes, sir. Well, when I give a message, it's to be carried out. You're fired. But I need this job. I said, you don't have a job no more. You know how they talk, you know, the mafia, you know, stuff. So he was fired right on the spot. Wow. He told me, you do a good job. You take care of our men. I like that. I like to see you don't even flirt with my daughter. You know, I said, no, sir, no, sir. He says, you don't even hurt nobody here. We like how you operate. You can come up here and eat anytime you want, and it's free. Nice. Wow, steak, shrimp, everything is free, man. Boom. So this one day, he also called me to come in the office. Now, all these mafia guys coming in, Tuesdays, they got these coats on, and they, you know they're packing, you know. I said, in the office? I said, yeah. He said, you can go in there, go in the office, see what he want, man. Go. I said, but that's in the office, you know. I said, well, yeah, go ahead on in there. They go, world champion. Hey, you're getting kind of nervous now. They go in there. I go in there. Mr. Moore, you know why you here? I said, no, sir. No, sir. Well, we had a vote, and we're voting you into our family. You're going to become an honorary member of our family. Holy crap, man. All the championships I done won, trophies I done won. Wasn't nothing touching that, man. I about had tears in my eyes, you know, and stuff. He says, your necktie, I always wore suit and tie, you know. He says, undo your tie. I said, sir, undo your tie. And I said, oh, now I'm getting nervous again. I said, what they gonna do? String me up, you know, stuff? And I get tied. He says, now this is the way we tie our tie. And he showed me the knot and the way they tie their tie. Said, now, anywhere you go, we're gonna know who you are. If you ever need us, we're gonna be there. Oh my God.
Wow.
You're talking about, oh, thrill, son. That was a thrill of my life. Well, all this is gonna be in my autobiography book, but there's a whole lot more to all this. And then there's the bad side when I had to actually use karate. So, and I've been in life and death situations, but I'm still here.